Hi, welcome to Markets of Sunshine. I am your host, Marsha, and I am going to show you today how to make a photo journal recipe book and a beautiful vintage style book plate label for the front cover. So the supplies that you're going to need for this project are things that you should already have on hand in your stash. If you're a crafter, you will have all of these items with no problem. A glue stick, I like the Scotch brand, some kind of a piercing tool, distress inks of your color choice, a little sponge dauber applicator, little brads, again, of your color choice. I just happen to have these cute brass ones, colored ones on hand. And then for the book plate, you are going to need some cute little embellishments of your choice. I'm using 2 burlap leaves and 2 little fabric flowers. Then for the book plate itself, you're going to need a piece of cardstock. I'll give you the measurements on that in a minute. Some different fabric scraps, and those can be of the size that you choose according to the size of your book plate and your base. So now let's start with the measurements. This is just for the book plate, and then we'll move on to the photojournal recipe book measurements. Okay, so we are going to have a 2.5 by 4.5 book plate. And then the fabric piece here is the same size as this. And then I just had little scraps, and then I went the length of it with this other fabric scrap, and then I just folded that in half. And then now for your piece that you're going to actually write on your label to title your little photojournal recipe book, this measures 3 3/8 by 1 5/8. Okay, so but you can, to make it easier for yourself, if you want to just go down to 3 1/4 by 1 1/2, then that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to share with you the measurements of mine. Okay, so now the first thing we're going to do is assemble our book plate. So move him over here, and then I wanted to give you the measurements of the photojournal recipe book. This measures 5.5 inches wide, and this is 8 inches, or 7.5. Let me check it again because I had to change it a little bit, maneuver it around. So let me see, what did I wind up? Okay, yeah, 8. So 5.5 by 8 inches is our photojournal recipe book size. And then inside, let me show you what I did. I just used this vintage binding twill as a closure. And I haven't sewn in the signature yet because I wanted to show you first what I did. So to make the cover, I used a very thin cardstock. I purchased this off of scrapbook.com. I don't even know if this pattern is still available, but it's a cute mushroom, so I thought it was perfect for a recipe journal. And then I used poster board because I was out of a cereal box or a pasta box. So I just have poster board on hand. I like to use that anyway because it gives me a nice solid color on both sides without print to be bleeding through. You know, you don't want to have to worry about that. Then to make my cover where it would be wipeable, easy to clean, I laminated just one side, and then I took it over to the sewing machine and I stitched all around the edge to put the 2 pieces together. So did not use any glue on this, and then I folded it in half here so that the signature can go inside. So for the signature, I went and printed out a royalty-free image that was a vintage food image off of the internet. That's just for the outside cover of my signature. Then for the inside cover, I'm using my beautiful go-to art paper that I love. This is in the manila color that feels like construction paper. And then this is just in the plain white, but these are both art paper. And then I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 32 pages front and back. And then that other decorative paper. So that would give it a total of 36. That's plenty for adding recipes. Now what I did is I made this image smaller. Wallet size is what my computer said. And I printed out a page of those, so I had a total of 9 altogether. So what I'm doing is I'm gluing these to the front of each page, just the front page. I'm not going to do the back page, using my glue stick. So let me just show you that real quick. I'm not going to glue all of these on camera with you because that would take up too much time, and I don't want to waste your time or mine with that. But I just want to show you real quick. Now this is where you can add a picture of your recipe. So your finished recipe can go here, as well as the title of your recipe. So if it's baked salmon with a beautiful hollandaise dressing, I'm just grabbing this out of the air, then you could write that here, and then you could have a little photo that you took, and of course again you would miniaturize it and put it right here in this spot, which would be a wallet size picture. So that's what I'm going to do. So I will finish putting these little labels that I made, like I said, a vintage food image that I absolutely love, vintage. And I wanted it to be in that black and white. I did not want it to be all colorful because I want the recipe, which will be colorful, to stand out and pop off the page. So then next thing I will do is I will take this to my sewing machine along with this decorative outer page, and I will sew it down the middle, and I will hold on to it with a clamp like here, like thus, probably over here because that looks like it's a little bit too much space. There, that holds it better. Okay, so you want to hold your signature in place. You do not want that moving on you at all. And I've creased these so that I can see this very well. But if you want to, you can go ahead and take a pencil or a pen and then just mark straight down the center of this crease. So when you go over to your sewing machine, you'll be able to follow that line easily if it's hard for you to line things up. But with your little presser foot, you've got the center. Just keep it in the center there. You'll have no problem going down. Okay, so then that will keep that, put all of that together, and that will finish off the beautiful photojournal recipe book. Quick and simple. So, I mean, these projects are quick and simple. We're not going to get bogged down in a ton of extra embellishing and all that kind of rigmarole that we normally would do in our junk journals. These photo journals are meant to be simple. They're meant to be made simply. And I mean, if you want to go all lavish and do whatever you want to do, and you want to make it even more, okay, I'm trying to twist that the wrong way, then you may do whatever you want with your photo journal. But I want to keep these projects simple and quick and easy as far as the making and the construction of the book goes. Okay, so when you saw me make our photo journal needle book, it was the same way. It was so quick and easy to do. We did do more steps on that one because we had the fabric cover. We had our fabric needle book in the center, but I kept the signature as to one signature, sewed it in, and then just beautiful ribbon to tie it, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So now here is the photojournal recipe book, so quick and easy again. So to embellish this and to adorn it and make it more beautiful, but again, simply, not anything that's going to be, rocket science here and take us hours and hours. We want to do it in a quick fashion so that it's fun and beautiful, and then these could be beautiful gifts that you can make and give. It's just something that's going to be that quick and easy. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to ink up the edge of our little piece of cardstock, and I gave you the measurements of that. Again, it's 1 5/8 by 3 3/8. Okay, so I'm going to just take my two go-to distress inks that I like to combine, which is the antique linen and the vintage walnut. Well, actually, that's not the one I usually use, but anyway, that's the one I grabbed. Walnut stain. I usually use vintage photo. Okay, where are you? Where are you? You naughty little ink you got out of my stash. Okay, that's the black soot. That's not it. There you are, vintage photo. Okay. I usually keep these two darker ones for stamping words onto the front of something. And I use these two colors for the distressing the edges of things. Now, when I get to this part here, I'll show you some options that you have. So this is probably going to be dark. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, it's dark. So I'm going to be very careful applying this. I don't see the vintage photo is normally, you know, gives you a little bit more latitude, but that's okay because this is I think this is going to work nice. Okay, that works nicely with that. Ooh, I got a little stain on that. All right, so now these two, I'm done with this. But as a tip, if I did not use this darker flannel piece, this is actually flannel, if I didn't use this darker flannel, and if I was going to go with a creamy muslin, then I would have inked the edges of all of that muslin, and then I would have embellished it. But because that's already dark, there's no need to do that. And the reason why I just love these colors, because I'm trying to just bring out this beautiful fall colors of the warm red and the orange and the yellows. It's like a mustard yellow. It's just beautiful. I love it. Okay. And then we'll take this over to the sewing machine and we will stitch this all down. And where our piercing tool comes into play is we're going to come here and just going to put a little hole through here and here, which I might wind up using my hole puncher because I'm thinking when it goes through the poster board it's not going to be easy for me to do that. All right, so what I want to do first, because I just want to show you a little tip that I learned and trick that I've learned through the years. And my friend Linda Coker on her channel, she uses this as well. Just put a little bit of glue stick in the middle and then lay your piece on to your, whether it's paper or fabric, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but whatever it is you're going to be sewing. This is getting full of all kinds of little threads that will probably be covered up, but I don't want them right there at the moment. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. Take our little piece here, and we want to just put a little bit of glue right here in the center of it, because I want it to be folded over, and I want it to stay, and it kept wanting to open up on me. But you see, now it stays. Now it's being a good little piece of fabric. And we're going to do the same thing with these little smidgens here. We're just going to put a little smidgen in the center, because we're going to sew around the edges, so we don't want... opposite this now. I had them the other way a minute ago, but it doesn't really matter where they go onto the project as long as they're okay. So I did want to, because these two pieces, okay, I did want to do it like that. Okay, now this can be closed back up. Put that there. Okay, now put this one over here. All right, so now that holds those pieces into place. This will all be glued with our tacky glue in a minute. All right, and then this will come here, and what will hold this on will be the brad, so there won't be any. Do I want to stitch that? I might stitch that. Okay, yeah, we'll stitch it. All right, So another little bit of glue here. Okay, now we're done with the glue stick. Okay, so now we'll lay this here. And if you wanted to, you could come in and you could add lace, any other trim that you want, you could put on there with no problem. All right, so I'm gonna run this over through the sewing machine real quick, and then I'll be right back, and then we'll put our leaves and flowers and brads into place, and then I can write on here with my calligraphy marker what I want it to say. So here it is. Isn't it cute? I'll trim off these threads in a moment. So now what I decided to do was go ahead and zigzag all the way around the center book plate label piece. Now what I'm going to do, that makes it easier for me. Now I'm going to take the piercing tool and I can go through the corner, and then that is perfect because the hole puncher that I had was just a little too big. I know I have another one somewhere, but I didn't want to go hunting it up right at the moment. So I think it's probably right beside me in my little tool caddy, but anyway, I had the piercing tool out and it worked perfectly, so I wanted to just show you. So this just adds a beautiful decorative element, and that's what I wanted. That's what I was going for. So I'm going to just trim off these. This corner here. I really would want it to be there, but there's no hole there with the sewing, and this is thick to go through even with this, so it's, I want to make it easy. I don't want to make it hard. These are such teeny tiny little brads. I got all the others through with no problem, and then now this one. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now, so that just gives it, so if you did not sew that label on, then your brads, if you were just gluing it, your brads would actually then be the element that would hold on the backing paper with your label. Love the texture of the fabric that it's adding. Oh, just beautiful. If you make one of these, let me know, because I want to see what fabrics you use, and if you have, you know, flannel and like a corduroy, very nice feel that it gives and the look that it gives it. Oh, isn't that beautiful? It's just beautiful. Look at that. See how beautiful that makes it? Okay, let me trim this off. Okay. So now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to trim off these edges that are overlapping, so that now it makes it all straight and that it looks really nice. Okay, perfect. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. These scraps. Now this could be an actually perfect little scrap thing. You know, I need another container for scraps like this. I'm just going to toss them up here for now. Okay, that needs to have a little dab of glue to hold that down, but otherwise it's just absolutely beautiful. I love it. What do you think? Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, just like that. It's just so elegant. So, but now let's see what happens when we come in with our leaves. Maybe I'll put this leaf over there. That's what I'll do. I'll do them like that. And then this piece comes here, and that piece goes there. That is cute. I like that. Otherwise, I could put it like that and just have it be like that in the center. What do you think? Bring it down a little bit, maybe like this. But then that means I got to straighten this guy up so that he can be, or do it like that. What about like that? So that they're opposites. I like that. Okay, that is a keeper. So now we're going to come in with our tacky glue. So see, this just gives you an idea now of what you can do to add that extra special element of fun to your covers by making these book plates. All right, so let's take this off first. And let's get him glued down. Okay, this piece, we definitely got to glue that because I don't like that. I don't like that loose. I don't like him flying around loose. Okay. All right, even though that's going to hold him into place. Okay, now. And the beautiful thing about this is, yes, you can glue to laminated with no problem. Make sure you put your ribbon on it so that when you put your book plate, you're not going to run into a problem of obscuring your book plate. You do not want to do that. Okay, now the fun. Oh, these are so beautiful. Planning this out today was so much fun. It took me hours, literally, to do that. To come up with everything that I wanted. I didn't get a paper towel. Okay, shirt gets to be the paper towel today. Always use water-soluble adhesive so that when you wipe your fingers on your clothing, like I tend to do, I am definitely a messy crafter. Okay, do I want the red here? I like the red up here. Okay, so we're going to put the red one up here. And these fabric flowers, they do take a ton of glue. I have found that to be the case. And then what I like to do for extra insurance is take something heavy like this crocodile and lay it on top of the flower. Ah! So of course he moved because of the pearl. Let me see if I can do it like that. Oh, he's wanting to slide off. But you need weight. Like this could go on here with no problem. The shininess of the slipperiness of, let me see if I can do it on the handle. Okay, so just like that. So you just want something to weigh it down for a few minutes so that then it will stay in place, because somehow the fabric of the bottom of those little things just sap like a sponge. They just soak up all that glue, and then it doesn't go to the bottom part here that you want. So I'll leave that just for a few minutes, play some Jeopardy music, and then we shall come back and then I will show you the final presentation. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, and we are going to write, what do I want to name you? I don't want to just say, I don't want to just call this photo journal recipe book. That's too boring. Marsha's recipes. I don't know, something along those lines. I'm thinking. We'll come back. All right, here we go. So I came in with my Zig calligraphy markers. I've shown you that in my calligraphy practice videos. You can go back in my playlist and find those videos. And I wrote on here Marsha's favorites. So these are my favorite recipes. And then I hope to have this for all eternity. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. So as you've seen already, what I'm going to do, I'll sew the signatures in. Here's the simple closure that I have, but isn't that book plate just the finishing cherry on top? Absolutely beautiful. So I hope you will make one of these gorgeous photo journal. Where's my paper? Where's my paper? Photo journal recipe book. I had to write it down because that was such a tongue twister for me today. I don't know why. Okay, so this beautiful photo journal recipe book, I hope you will make one. And please like, share, and comment. That lets me know that you like this. I'll make more of these photo journal books. We've already done a needle book. Now we've done a recipe book. So we will continue on this journey every Monday. hit the bell notification so that you don't miss a video. So every Monday I upload a new video in these series. So I'm doing weekly videos now, and we'll continue that all of 2022. And we will also be creating more fun photojournals together and other ideas as it sparks little ideas in my mind. And if you would like to see me make anything in this photojournal series, I've already done the needle book, we've done a recipe book. If you can think of other types of books that you would like me to incorporate into the series, just leave that in the comments for me below. I will look at that, and if it's something that I think I can do and that would fit with my channel and style, I will be more than happy to add yours to the list. Thank you again for being here. Keep creating in the sunshine. Stay safe. Bye-bye.